All right. Hey,
Hey, good morning.
good morning.
Yeah, I don't know why my computer won't seem to let me go
Yeah,
on through that way. I put
that's
it up, I keep
interesting.
getting an error code.
Yeah, I have that issue too. Sometimes I go, how could I still have Zoom issues? I've been doing Zoom so much. It blows me away.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um, I'm gonna
Yeah,
run.
we were doing our podcast Thursday
Hmm.
and just out of the blue, Zoom just like reset. Just
Uh,
like right in the middle of it. It
uh,
just, I mean, literally, it closed down and then came back up, and then we were on again.
wow. Well, I guess it's technology. We're gonna still have issues.
Yeah, yeah.
So I need
Morning,
to.
Toy.
Good morning.
I made Toy. I made you the host. I'm gonna jump. I'll probably get off at like 8:20. Um, Andre is gonna. This is his question, so I told him I'll let him take the lead, especially when I get off. But this I thought it was a good question, so
Yeah.
see who gets on. We'll get started here in a minute.
You tell Aaron we're gonna come train with him.
Yeah, hey, we're thinking about trying to run some master stuff.
Oh yeah, you guys should. It doesn't take as much as you think. It really doesn't. I actually got a guy never ran before, probably mid 50s,
Hmm.
and he's going to try it for the first time this year.
Okay.
And he's just going to run some indoor, just run some, short 60, see if he likes it.
Hmm.
But he's coming along well. And if you can get out and run, if you're, maybe twice a week
Hmm.
and you're just staying fit, I'm not talking about going to lift weights and all that stuff.
Right.
You can be fine,
All
but
right.
Mm.
it's fun.
We're gonna figure out a day when we can start coming to you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can get you started and then just give you some homework because a lot of the work you can just do on your own. You really don't necessarily
Right.
need me other than like some technical stuff at the
Yeah.
beginning and to kind of check your form and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, I
it'd be
need some
cool.
fast twitch. My body don't know how to fast twitch. It's only long distance stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
If you had it before, you don't lose it. It just kind of goes dormant.
Okay. We're gonna find out. Hey, Coach
It's like
Esther.
riding a bike. I'm serious. It's like riding a bike. It's just you got to get your body healthy enough to be able to do it so you don't hurt yourself. That's probably the
Right.
biggest thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that part right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And a lot of people don't have patience with that part.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel good. I mean, I feel like it wouldn't take me long to get there, but I don't know if I want to run something fast. Maybe I'll run to 200 or something.
Yeah, yeah. Pick
That's
something
fast.
medium.
Well,
Oh,
I
two
can't
or
do
four. Well, you can
60.
modulate your speed in the two and the four.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
the good thing about Master is you don't have to have any marks. You can just sign up for the world, sign up for the US championships and go. Don't have to
All right.
qualify.
We're gonna, all right, we're coming to you guys. Hey, welcome everybody. We're talking about Tori and I getting back into running. We're gonna run a couple master track meets.
That's my goal. Once I hit the age 35, I'm trying to get back in the Masters too.
Oh, all right. All right, look, I made Toy the host. I'm going to get off in about 10 or 15, 20 minutes. Coach Chapman is going to take the lead. I know he's got a hard stop too. So if it ends at whenever it ends, it ends. That's great. But I thought this was a great question brought asked by Coach Chapman. How do you coach athletes that are just happy to be there, whose effort constantly fluctuates? It's a great question. What
Mm.
what do we do?
And I can provide a little background as
Yes,
well.
sir.
This came from, sorry, I'm driving right now. But this came specifically from working with a football team. And, in football, it's a little bit different from track because you're going out there against other guys, head to head, combat, very physical sport. And for team sports, you lose a race, it looks bad on you. You don't do your job for your team, it impacts the entire team. It impacts everybody that's around you, on the court with you, on the field with you. And so when you have, maybe one guy that's happy or that's really like, I'm here to get better, I'm trying to work, I'm going to put 100% effort, but then all the other guys on the field, on the court, are just kind of like, hey, we're just here. We're not executing. We're not putting out effort. How do you even coach that? Like, how can you coach that?
Hmm. Yeah. That's good. What do you guys say?
I'll take a shot at it. Uh,
Okay.
I thought I had an answer for you when I was thinking track and field, and then you threw that wrinkle in there talking about team sport. Um, yeah, because in track and field, you get that. You get the kid who just kind of wants to participate, and you can find them races at their level, and there's some damage control there because it's kind of like, track is a team sport, but it isn't a team sport. There's individual efforts that don't necessarily affect everyone. So you can kind of insulate yourself from that with those sorts of athletes, put them in only certain races or running them in only certain meets. The team dynamic, yeah, you're describing why I left team sports. Because I was the guy who wanted to win so much. I didn't like it when I had a teammate who just was, laissez-faire about the whole outcome.
Yeah.
And I guess the way you approach that is as a coach is the clear expectation that everyone is responsible for everyone. So building that, and in football, they do a pretty good job of like building that sense of community, sense of
Hmm.
family. We're all in this together
Hmm.
mentality. So I would say continuing to reinforce that and maybe remind that athlete that, hey, this is what we're here for. There is a standard and there is an expectation from every athlete, regardless of your ability. So I would probably start there.
Yeah, I'll speak to it. As a football player, when I was a player, and I tell my wife this all the time, I'm watching the game. I'm like, how could you, do that the first play of the game? You've been waiting. I would want to go punch my teammate in the mouth, but I know I couldn't do it because I'm like, dude, we're working hard, and you come out here laissez-faire, and you just fumble the ball in the first play of the game. But I think as a coach, there's a couple things that I try. One is I try to make it, maybe it's easier with girls, but I try to make it about everyone on the team. And the best example I can give is a couple years ago when we won NCS and our starting catcher got hurt in the first inning of the first playoff game, broke her hand. She was gone for the rest of the playoffs. Her replacement, the girl that we put in for her, loved the girl that broke her hand. I mean, like looked up to her, loved her. And so what I tapped into was you have to play for her because now she's going to blame herself if we don't perform well. And you can't let her blame herself. You've got to go in there and catch for her because of your love for her. And she went and caught the best 3 games of the year that we had at catching. We won NCS because I really believe because she was playing for that other girl. Right. So if you can tap into that, I think that helps out a lot, especially maybe more so with female athletes. But I'd be interested, Paul. I know you got a different level. Do you see that like the athlete that appears to be just happy to be there, and then if so, how do you coach that?
That one's tough, especially at my level, and I still feel like I see that. I think one of the things that's kind of changed in the last few years, and I think it's a overall positive thing, is that the minor leagues have formed a player union that they didn't used to have, and so they've gotten certain things of the housing paid for, increase in meal money, increase in pay, and so you see a little bit of some guys who are literally kind of happy to be getting a paycheck as opposed to trying to make it to the next level.
Mm,
And you kind of see them just being like, I'm kind of comfortable. I got health insurance. I got my paycheck. This is kind of nice.
right.
And so trying to get them to like understand of what they should be there for. And I think what you guys spoke to earlier, like kind of laying out the expectations. at minimum to be like, all right, in my mind, like if this guy doesn't want to be a major leaguer or even go to AAA because we're in AA, at minimum, the expectation of what it means to just play the game right and be a good teammate. And
Hmm.
so by him, whether it's not taking accountability for his training, being prepared of knowing the plays, the bump plays, whatever it might be, of being like, hey, just because in my mind, like just because he doesn't want to be a major leaguer doesn't give him the right to not take his job seriously. Because I still look at it as like it's still your job. Like whether or not you want to be a major leaguer, that's up to you. But this is still your job. So if you're taking this, lazy attitude, hey, I'm happy to be here type thing, like how's that not going to trickle into your next job?
Right.
Because you're only so many people are fortunate to say they play their till they're 40 at the highest level. So this guy's like, month to month could be let go, and then it's like, what are you going to do with that next portion of your life?
Right. Yeah. Coach Esther, not that, I'm sure you've never seen athletes who are just happy to be there and whose effort constantly fluctuates cross country in high school. I'm sure you've never seen that. What do you do for to help that situation?
I gotta say, I have a lot of those kids on my team. It's a struggle because I have these high expectations for some of these kids, and when you said when you guys started this conversation, I thought of someone immediately, and I won't say his name, but like I'll just call him Joe. Like he wants to run so badly on varsity, yet he doesn't come to practice consistently. He won't, he won't give it his all at the meets. And, I have now devised a way to group people up into, different speeds. So like my top runners are in one group, mid runners are in another group. I labeled them different colors. So the top group is yellow, and then there's orange, blue, and green. And so he so desperately wants to be in the top group. But I'm like, Joe, you got to do X, Y, and Z to get into these groups. And, he keeps saying, let me train with this group, please. Like, we're on the track, we're trying to do interval training. He's like, can I run with that group? I said, no. I go, you can't until you've shown me that you can be consistent, do what is asked of you, and come to the meets and run. And I think he's starting to see that
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
pushing himself to get into that group. So I'm really hoping it works. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. You touched on some. Let me ask whoever wants to, answer this. Do that fluctuating effort, does it come from fear? Right? I don't know, Coach Mark, you want to touch that? I know you got a kid who's a high level, so you may not see that a lot, but does it come from fear? Like what I see sometimes is the outfielder who doesn't go 100% because she may get there and not catch the ball. It's like this fear of dropping it or fear of not catching it creates this lack of effort. I don't know if anyone else sees that or want to speak to that, but go for it. Anyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I think fear does play a role in sometimes the effort that you get. Um, the kids talk about, oh, I want to be really good. However, they don't want to put in the work because they don't want the failure if they don't make it to where they think they should be at.
Mhm.
So I see it a lot, and I think the social media makes that happen,
Mm,
especially like at meets. Um, Kids are so afraid of someone putting them on, recording them.
mm,
They will come up with an excuse why they didn't run. So they already have it built in. So no matter what happens in the race, they already have it built in that, well, it's because I did X, Y, Z, and that's why. And
hmm.
really, it's because they fear that um, they're not as good or they won't do as well as they think they could, and they're so afraid about people recording it and having it for later. So they just put in their mind, I'm just not going to give my best. And so when someone records it, just in case, I can show that, hey, I slipped in the blocks, or oh, I wasn't really running hard because my leg was hurt. They already have the excuses built up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
Um, who else, Coach Toy or Dr.
That
Gibb?
is like that is so true. And I think that that's where our jobs as coaches, we have to do more than just coach the physical part. It goes back to that whole mental thing. Like, okay, remind me why you're here. Like, help me to support the goals that you said that you were going to do. And
Hmm.
even like Coach Esther and how these different groups, okay, you said you wanted to be in the yellow group. You got to do all the purple stuff before and get to the blue and get to all these other colors before you can get there. But establishing, okay, tell me why you're here. And I think sometimes we as coaches, we don't have time to tell me why you're here. We make the analysis like, okay, well, looks like you don't want to do these things, so you get in this group or you get in that group. But the social media, you are so right, Coach Victor, about how I could think of kids that I know why they are not the best. You're looking at them like, oh my God, this is such an amazing athlete, but they are afraid to be, you used to say something, hun.
I said, yeah. I said,
You're afraid to be great.
don't be afraid to be great, right?
Don't be afraid to be great. But that's so hard for them. Oh, I'm thinking of a master meeting. I said, I want to do masters, and if I come in last place, I'm okay. Because now I just need to see where I am in this. So just so I can see where I am. And I'm so not okay losing, but I'm okay with the process just so I can see to get to the next level. And I think that as coaches, that's the mental part of what we have to continue
Right.
to play with.
Yeah. Coach Gibbs, what do you say? I see you leaning forward and
Yeah, I when I saw the subject, I said, "Oh my goodness, I haven't even told Dr. Wells this is the hardest year I've ever had. Not because I don't have the number one player. Our number one player got a full scholarship. Not that. Our number one player this year was a great surprise. She will get a full scholarship her fourth year. I talked to her and her mom yesterday. But I have half the team. We have 12 players. We have to have 12, and half our team just never played tennis before. You don't come on a team and never played before. You're supposed to be able to have played. And that, so I'm a great teacher, and it's amazing that a couple of them won a set or two already. I can teach, but it's just very frustrating because they leave practice early. Sometimes they don't come. The parents don't get it at all. Like, how long is she going to be here? I mean, so it's more of the parents the problem, and then having so many beginner student. Like, if it was up to me, I would have cut six people. I just play with six players, but it's a Christian school. But here's what I did yesterday, and I would like to hear you guys' response to this. So we had pictures, and I made practice a half hour longer because I wanted to make sure we get our practice and our pictures. And I just stopped. I would get so
photos. Yeah.
frustrated.
Yeah. You
I
mean
have a lot of
photos.
patience. Huh?
You mean photos, just making sure that everybody's
Photos. Yeah, we had photos for the team. Yes, and I just stopped because it's a Christian school. I stopped and said, "You guys, let's have our devotion." I haven't, and I asked them what the definition of commitment was. They all gave great. These girls are smart. Commitment, this and that. And then I took a scripture. Since I know the word like this, I took the scripture. Whatever you do, do hardly unto the Lord, not unto men. I tell them, what does that mean? So they understood right then. I said, so now you guys understand why I'm a little frustrated. I've never told a team I love them. I did it yesterday because I wanted to slap them all. I wanted to say, you guys, why are you even here? Your mama and your daddy should have had you on another team. But I didn't do that. I told them I love them because I was so frustrated. And I said, I've never told a team this because I usually coach the boys. I said, I want you to know I love all of you. But anyway, here's what happened. It turned out one of our players has not been winning. She plays all year long, but she has not been winning. She came to the mats the next day and she won, but she was sick, like really, really sick, coughing, sick. And afterwards, I talked to her. She said, I only came because you talked about commitment yesterday, and I knew I had to be there. I said, you wouldn't have come at otherwise. She said, I'm too sick. No, her head was hurting. She said, my head hurts and this and that. But she won. So I
Good.
don't know if that was the right thing to do, but yeah, it worked just talking about commitment.
Yeah. I got an email from her parents. She's in the hospital. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You got me. You got me.
I'm kidding.
Your
I
next
want
word is you're fired, right?
Uh,
I want to tail in off of that because Dr. Gibbs, it seems like we're coaching the same type of kids.
Okay,
you
talk
guys
to me.
We're
are.
dealing with the exact same thing,
Wow.
and me working with football, I'm working just in the capacity of the mental performance coach, so I'm not there every day. I'm not always on the field with them, which also makes it a little bit challenging. And I've had sessions where I literally ask them, what is commitment? What is commitment in a relationship? What does commitment to God look like? Right. So I think what you did was absolutely amazing. And I think it's even better that there's a tie-in from the head coach as well to it on the field, because it makes it a little bit more challenging when it's just me coming in and then I'm leaving and my schedule's so busy I can't commit to being there every single day. So I think that is absolutely amazing. And a little bit of the challenge too is like I asked, how many kids is this your first year playing football? And a lot of them raised their hand. A lot of them raised their hand. And then, I've been having conversations with the coaches as well, because I think what you guys said in the beginning was spot on. Like, what are the standards and the expectations we're going to create? Because, like just yesterday or earlier this week, a kid said that he cannot come to practice because it's his grandpa's birthday and they're going to go shopping in San Francisco. And like everything in me wants to say you're off the team, because that's just ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous. But because we don't have a lot of players, we have to keep this person on the team, which then sometimes makes it feel like we are enabling this behavior, right? And then
Mm.
it gets tricky, because it's like, you know, so it's tough. And I think one of the things that we're just talking with the coaches is like, we have to set the standard. And if that means having conversations with the coaches or the parents a little bit earlier, doing that. But yeah, it's like you're changing a culture, you're changing the parents' understanding, you're changing the kids' understanding of what it means to be an athlete. Because even though you don't want to go compete at the next level, there's a standard that you have to take away from this experience. And if you walk away from this experience thinking that, you can just go do anything and it's just going to set you up for failure later on in life. Because if you have to go to work, your boss is not going to care that it's your grandpa's birthday and your parents, so it's like, yeah, absolutely. I think that was a
Hey,
great.
coach. Hey, coach. If Dr. Wells allows it, I would love to do the 5 or 10 minute devotional that I gave to them to the football team, only because it would only help them. Because you're right. And ultimately, they're going to realize that whatever you do in life, you got to do it unto God
Yeah,
and not unto man.
yeah.
Yep. I made Toy the host. I gotta run. Keep going. This is a great conversation. I hate that I'm gonna miss the rest of it, but I'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good.
All
Have a
right.
good weekend, LaShawn.
All
Have a
right.
good weekend.
Yeah, so just kind of building off that point, um, thinking about what do you do in this situation, or how do you handle